Good morning, all our friends, Southern Canada Daily News. It is the court report with Betty Smith, who is down at the courthouse. Today, we are going to be talking about Travis Grier, who was sentenced today. And let's go to Betty down at the courthouse and see what she has to say. Hello, Betty.
Good afternoon. Or will be afternoon soon.
So, Travis Grier, tell us about your experience there. This was sentencing day. So,
yes. So yes, we were out loud in the courtroom. Woohoo!
Yes. Didn't have to sit in the hallway. Now let's tell them.
Yeah, right.
Let's tell the viewers.
He actually had. I'm sorry.
I said, let's remind the viewers that Mr. Grier had 65 counts of drug-related felonies on that he was indicted for and charged for. So, what happened today in sentencing?
And again, they were going off with multiple sentencing stuff, and what I gathered was about 16 years worth of stuff. I know that they said something about mandatory being 5 years, so I know, Mark, you'll probably have a lot of that back in your report. But with that being said, he was there with his lawyer. The lawyers did speak for him first, and again was saying that Mr. Grier was very apologetic and that he was trying to take responsibility for his actions. And then they proceeded to let Mr. Grier talk, and he just pretty much verbatim said the same thing, that he was apologetic and trying to, I guess you could say, repent for his actions and take responsibility for his actions. Now, as the court case did go on, the judge did, the lawyer actually asked for his personal items so he could appoint somebody to take his personal items. And the only thing that they were not going to give up right away was the cell phone, due to there might be some further evidence or some open cases. So that's why that was not going to be permitted to go.
So out of the 65 counts, we understand he pled guilty to 4 counts. Number 1, 59, 60, and 62, along with some asset forfeiture. And we will list all 65 counts in the article, and then he pled guilty to those. So we are going to run our roll that thanks our local sponsors, and then when we do that, we're going to come back and talk about how somebody with 65 counts gets away with pleading out on 4 counts. So let's roll that beautiful bean footage, and we'll come back and talk about that. 65 counts. Oh, wait a minute. Right there at the end of that video, which you still dance to, which is amazing.
I know. Yeah, I like the music.
It says you're welcome to join us to be a local partner in business. How would they join us, Betty?
I would really appreciate if they would contact me, and it's real easy to get a hold of me, Betty Smith, through Facebook, or I guess I can go ahead and throw my number out there. It's on everything on the website anyways. But they can also text or call 614-409-9594, and that way we can get that information to them to get them a partner in business.
Excellent. So let's talk about the attorney in this case. I believe he was from Columbus. And just tell me your thoughts, this opinion time. 65 charges, and you strike a deal with 4. Now, let's remind folks, so that it may have been lost in translation. He was sentenced to 16 years, right?
Yes, that was my understanding, that there was 16 years and 5 of it mandatory. That's how it was said. But again, of course, we'll see what's on the thing later of how everything played out.
Right. So tell us your experience there in the courtroom as far as, you mentioned he was remorseful, but just in your opinion, if you're charged with 65 counts, all of them felonies, and you get to plead out on 4, does it seem like a miscarriage of justice, maybe, that you kind of get away with everything else?
I don't know. I mean, it just felt very, gosh, and forgive me for saying it this way, it kind of felt robotic.
Okay.
Like, okay, here's the cases, here's what you get, and this is what I mean. I'm not, again, okay, so I'm going to speak from personal experience because I've been in a lot of courtrooms for like traffic and things like that,
right.
Covering stuff like that, not like this, but like that. And of course, people go up and they say their apologies or plead their case. And I just felt like everything was kind of, I don't know, robotic. That's the word I could use. Be polite about it.
So we had a discussion with Sean Stratton, who is a local defense attorney, and we're going to have that up a little bit later today. But we talked about the acquittal rate in Sauter County is very low because the prosecution determines, by his words, prosecution determines what they bring forward and what they're going to take to trial. So once you get to that point, you're probably going to get something, but I don't know, man. 60. I have never. I mean, we're in opinion time. We reported the facts without bias and tell the truth without compromise, and so now we're just two citizens talking. How?
And I thank you for clarifying that because I don't want to confuse anybody.
Right. So So we told you the facts. We told you the truth. Now we're just talking. How does somebody with 65 felonies walk out of there with 4 charges? Yeah, 16 years. Okay, so there is some justice, and they kept his phone. So apparently they're still looking at some other things. But how do these other 60 charges just disappear?
Right. Unless they wrote up a bunch of stuff and then said, okay, we could, evidence, obviously, whatever evidence they have. I mean, fentanyl was one of the biggest ones. And to me, that's scary in itself.
Yeah, it does not take, you can look at, even videos of law enforcement coming into contact with small amounts of fentanyl and overdosing.
Yes.
We had one several months ago, and I think we had it on the website. The Cincinnati officer they actually had to use Narcan on him because he arrested the guy, came in contact with fentanyl, and OD'd in his car while he was still there on the scene. And so they had to stop with the arrest. I mean, the guy was in cuffs and in custody. But they had to stop and Narcan their own guy, who happened to be the sergeant or the commander, the shift commander, and they had to stop that and Narcan and save their own, who was the arresting officer, because he came in contact with just in the air. So I mean, this is some nasty stuff.
Well, and it makes you wonder with the whole, I know this whole 2020 COVID, Corona, whatever. It makes you wonder how it's not in people's minds right now and where it's playing out.
And in a time where we're literally putting on the docket for city council to, basically decriminalize marijuana. Marijuana is not the same as it was when we were in high school.
No.
All right? And they are putting stuff in there.
Didn't do it then, don't do it now, Mark.
Oh, oh, yeah. So I heard. Yeah,
A good girl.
yeah, yeah. It's not your, yeah, it's not the same. And
No.
they still do stuff to it. And I've heard plenty of cases where fentanyl's ended up in marijuana. So
Yeah.
um, this is this could be a real problem. But finally, thankfully, justice was served. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to jail for 6. He's been in remanded this whole time, but now he's going to actually begin serving his sentence of 16 years, plus surrendering his telephone, so they can maybe, I don't know, maybe there's
They'll
more.
probably follow up on leads. I mean, I would assume that if I was the investigative person, I'm like grabbing every lead I can, you know.
Absolutely.
I think they're on a mission. I do think they're on a mission with this whole drug turnaround. Or at least I would try to believe that. You know, we've been fighting this so-called war for how many years now? You know, I mean,
Well,
Lord and Mark were in 4th and 5th grade when they were telling us, you know, they need to be getting these kids a lot younger and warning them.
yeah, yeah, and we just got the award for All-American City based on our fight on these drugs. So
Yeah.
it all kind of ties in. So you know, our prosecutors, they've got a real battle between drugs and child abuse. They've got their hands full, and so we're going to do our very best to cover that as best we can. Again, report without bias, tell the truth without compromise. But we are human. We are allowed to say our thoughts.
See, and that's where I might seem biased because I've taught driver's ed for X amount of years, you know. We teach a drug and alcohol class. What do you think I'm going to say? It's been embedded in my brain. You know?
Well, Betty, we appreciate you down there at the courthouse. Is there any final thoughts you want to add on this case or anything coming up?
I do like to see justice being served. Hopefully that's a lot of people will take it that way. Also, just thanks again for everybody tuning in. Again, contact me if you want to be a partner in business with Sauter County Daily News. Love to be a part of that.
Yeah, talk about that ribbon cutting that we're planning.
Yes, as of right now, tentatively, we're looking at Wednesday at the airport to do a ribbon cutting. And I really want to stress that real quick, Mark. I'm sorry we have a lot of businesses in Portsmouth, a lot of e-commerce businesses, yours included. And a lot of times I just feel like they need a little more recognition to know that they're there because they really are part of the plan of keeping everybody together. You know, like it helps.
Yes.
It helps Portsmouth.
Yes, we pay people and we pay taxes. And
yes.
When you join the Chamber of Commerce, you are not given the opportunity for a ribbon cutting if you are a home-based business, or you don't have if you're not a brick and mortar.
Brick and mortar, yeah.
Yeah. So they don't give you a ribbon cutting. So if you are a brick and mortar, you get a ribbon cutting, and if you're not, you don't. And it's not. It's just not. It's just not fair. We're
gonna make it happen.
And so we are going to do ribbon cuttings for our fellow e-commerce home-based businesses, and so Betty is taking the lead on that. And we have one that we're working on right now. And we're going to make it as nice as possible. And if you have a home-based business and you want to draw attention to that and you want to have a ribbon cutting, just let us know and we will celebrate it because it's the new. And
Mark, I just want to add this. Where else can you get, and I'm just saying this, just putting it out there, 40,000 people just on one site, not even talking about your news site. We're just talking about a Facebook forum. So a lot of people in business need to think about that. And then one thing we've said on this week's Review Preview years for the last year, of this, that even like there's a lot of new people in Portsmouth. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people that came here to reside or retired or come back to help people. And we need to know where these things are at, not just word of mouth.
Right. And
It's a new plan. It's a new day. You can't get out there and shake hands with everybody like you used to.
that's right. That's right. So yes, if you have a home-based business or a small business and you want to do a ribbon cutting ceremony and you feel like you're not getting the support you need, we will do it. We will absolutely come out and help you promote your business and what you're trying to do.
Definitely team business, right, Mark?
Hey, local businesses support local businesses. We're all, we're in this together, all right? And we're dealing with the same economy everybody else is. And so we're doing it, and thank the good Lord above, we're still on the air. But we will absolutely help any other local business that wants to. We'll be right there and bring awareness to that. So
I'm like, please, yes, get a hold of me. I have all the information that you could ever imagine, if not more.
Yes.
I've been in business for many, many years. I work with corporations and whatever. So yeah, there's always an avenue.
Yes.
And at least it's not County Daily News.
Betty, we appreciate you so much. Everybody stay tuned. We will have more court coverage, arraignments, all that stuff. You'll look for that on our website anytime. You can just go to the website, type in SCDN court coverage, and it'll give you the schedule and the lowdown and all that. So, Betty, we sure appreciate you being down there. And have a wonderful day, everybody.
I'll dance your way out.
Yeah, dance us out.